Alright guys, I have this problem. Oil is too full and it fills up really fast and all the coolant is gone. So I think the coolant is in the oil. First thing, before you go pulling valve cover and checking injector cups and heads, just check this oil cooler. So this kit is like $70 and put this in. Okay, this is how you remove the oil cooler. You got these bolts, 1, 2, 3, there's one over there, 4, 5, 6, one right there, and there's one more bolt right here. And then I think that's all of them, but you also have that line that's damaged right there and this line that's not damaged. So that one just has a bolt holding a little plate. So if you see the hole right there, that's pretty easy. It's just a 10 mil. There's the plate, there's the bolt, and you just gotta have some awareness because when you pull this, you're gonna lose coolant and oil. So I pulled my filter and dropped whatever oil was gonna be in there, and now it's time to look at coolant. So you can get coolant out of this hose, but you're probably just gonna replace that hose if you open it because that thing gets encrusted on there pretty good. So I'm just gonna take the cooler off and let that be waste coolant. So this is the kit. This is real obvious, it's shape. So it's gonna go here. Then you have your skinny O-ring. You know, there's one inside there, and then there's one corresponding one on the other end. So obviously these ones are kind of self-explanatory. This one's mounting gasket for that face. And then you have this little selection of small ones, and one is for turbo flange that's gonna hold that oiler to the turbo. These other ones here are basically for the small lines. So I can go here and show you like whatever small lines are here. For example, that rusty one, that's one of them. And there it goes to the turbo. And then you have one at the top here, top of the turbo. That's the one with the 2 bolts, you see it. So you don't really have to reseal those, but International includes it because that's what it's in the same territory when you open it up. So you got one here, and just to give you an idea, as soon as I began attempting to remove this seal, it broke, and it's maintaining a very square shape here. So this has become, you know, memory seal. And I attempted to put air pressure in the, which this is your water, and then this is your water, and I put air pressure here, and I put a pool of water inside where the oil goes, but I wasn't getting bubbles. But that doesn't mean anything because when it's under pressure, fluid pressure is very determined, and these seals are very obviously bad. So I actually will risk an entire engine full of water and oil just to test this after these, because these seals are extremely bad. These could have been leaking. This is how you get this thing connected back to the ends, because those O-rings are so fat that won't go in. And it's got this big flange. You got to make sure it's all the way in there. You see that little sort of rotation mark? You can't like put it together like this. It's got to be all the way inside that slot in the body. When you're pressing this together, what happens is the ratchet strap will contract on one side, and it sort of creates an angle where this isn't going in perfectly straight. So what you do is you load it with tension, and you'll see that it's cockeyed because you'll see more seal on one side. And you can stand it up on the floor and just tap the side where it needs to go in to line. You know, imagine you're lining it up, right? Like imagine you're bending something. So you hit the side that's sticking out. And for me, it was over here. I had to remove my fitting. This is to the line that I damaged. But remove that fitting. And then I had access to go past here, because that fitting was right here. And if you can get this out, that's good. I couldn't get mine off. But then once it lined up perfectly, it seated all the way, and you can kind of tell there's like a natural depth to that flange being all the way inside there. And that's when you know they're seated. And then they'll be pretty tight too. Sometimes you got to like clock it a little bit to get these two, because they both have sealing surfaces at the block. So you might have to clock one, and that can be tough. But when you install it, you can the screws can pull it in, but it's really better to have it almost perfect before you start screwing it in. I like to use Vaseline just to stick the seals in. So I'm at the bottom here, but this kind of helps the seal stay where you want it, because you're gonna jimmy this thing a little bit when you're trying to put it in, and you don't want that seal to pop out. So you can do this to the seal, but I found that just if you put it on the seal, you don't get a lot on there, but if you put it in here, you mash the seal into place, it creates like suction around the seal, and that's really a good way to do it. You see the little ridges? They do hold themselves in place, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to pop out on you. You want to make sure it's all the way in there too, because it's got those little dimple holder things on both sides. See, that's pretty decent. You can do it over top of it as well. So put a bunch on the outside and mash it in. That's your extra reassurance. Believe me, you're going to want it, because when you get under there, especially if you're like me, you start having trouble putting it in. Oh, something else I need to show you. Don't forget to put in, you see that nubbin right there with the O-ring on it? You got to replace that seal.